You're listening to Bleeding Blue, a podcast by myself, Adam Cooke, showcasing and talking with some of the best athletic talent around Exeter. This production is an extension of my high school media along with other journalism that I do, which includes writing, reporting, and announcing. Today's episode is with Carter Redding, a passionate athlete in 3 different sports: basketball, football, and baseball. The junior has seen loads of success at the high school level, which we discuss along with loads more throughout our talk. I hope you enjoy the show. Welcome back to Bleeding Blue. Today's show stars Carter Redding, a talented 3-sport athlete who plays football, baseball, and basketball. I'd like to welcome him to the show. How are you, Carter?
I'm good, dude. How are you?
I'm good. Excited to have you. So, let's jump into it. So, we'll start off with some football since it's recent. Just completed your junior year with that. You've shifted through a ton of positions with it on both offense and defense over time. Can you list some of those positions off?
So coming up, I originally played quarterback, and that's kind of what the plan was. And, plans change in high school football. So I was playing safety at the same time as, working in at quarterback. We're really trying to focus in and playing quarterback. Yeah. And I got flipped halfway through my freshman year, and I was playing receiver. So I was playing quarterback and receiver. And then I come in my sophomore year. I'm like, all right, I'm going to probably play receiver now. Well, we come in to play receiver, and I get moved, and I'm playing running back.
Yeah.
So I've played quarterback, receiver, running back, and now they switched me back, and I'm primarily playing receiver. So it's a situation where you kind of just have to buy into whatever they're letting you do. Obviously, I've played safety and corner on defense. That hasn't changed too much, but I put a lot of trust in my coaches and the guys that I know are going to put me in a position to be successful. So whatever they ask me to do, I kind of roll with it.
What is it like to play so many different roles, changing it up all the time? And are you satisfied where you're at right now with it?
Yeah, I absolutely love playing receiver. I think the changing different roles, there's a learning curve for each position, obviously. But changing those different roles and perspectives has helped me be a better leader in terms of seeing what other guys have to go through on a daily basis. I know, Riley's going through so much on a day-to-day basis in his head and physically because of all the things that a quarterback has to, endure through a season. I know that, running backs are physically just beat. You know what I mean? The game-to-game is tough. It is tough. And I know receivers are very self-conscious. And I say that, when I say that, I mean, you drop one pass, it really messes with your head. Or, you throw a block and it's not a great block. So I think the best thing for me is just being able to learn the ups and downs from each position and then help guys in any way that I possibly can that play those positions now.
When you're having some of those moments where you make those mistakes sometimes, how do you keep morale up and keep going, stay consistent after that?
A lot of it's confidence that's been built over the 3 years that I've been here. I think that's a big part. But also, it didn't come from nowhere. So coaches, older guys that I was with, really set a great path for me to follow in their footsteps. And I was lucky enough to be a part of some really good teams when I was younger.
What have been kind of some of the shifts with the team's mentality and with the play style that you guys have had to endure moving into this past season?
That's a good question. I think I'll try not to get too in depth. I'll get yelled at by Coach Bauer, but no, I think obviously every offense you want to be versatile. You want to be able to run the ball, pass the ball, score. Obviously, I think. That's a good question. I think I think the biggest challenge is everyone doing their job at the same time. So no matter if you run the ball 40 times a game, if you pass the ball 40 times a game, I think no matter what type of offense you run or what type of defense, what type of scheme you're on, everybody has to do their job. And obviously, if that doesn't work, it doesn't matter how many times you throw the ball, it doesn't matter how many times you hand the ball off, it doesn't matter how good the players are. Everybody's got to do their job. So I think we've done a good job picking up new things, whether that be at the beginning of the season, we're coming in and we're saying, hey, look, we're playing this way now. Or we're going to do this differently from last year. Or a week-to-week process of, look, these guys like to run the ball, we're going to do this. Or these guys like to play man coverage, we like to do this on man coverage. I think attention to detail and us really paying attention in our film sessions and our meetings really is important for us to take that and get better week by week.
What is it like having Riley as your quarterback? I know you were talking a little bit about him earlier. A fresh, new, young guy, first year, throwing, that's here to stay for the next 2 years. You know, what do you have to say about him?
I think, unlike the first 2 years I was here, we had two older quarterbacks. So my first 2 years here, I had two senior quarterbacks that were they knew what they could give, if that makes sense. Like, Mason knew what he was going to give on a night-to-night basis, even though that was his first year starting. Colin knew what he was going to give on a night-to-night basis, even though it was his first year starting. I think that Riley's different from the perspective of not only myself, but as a team, we need to rally around him because although he is young, he has his ceiling and his floor are so high. His potential is so high. I just think that obviously age factors into high school football. It just does. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to sit here and act like when I was 14, 15, it wasn't tough playing against 18 and 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
But I think, everybody's going to make mistakes. I think we need to rally around him when he does and just keep riding the wave because I think he's going to be really good. And he has the tools to do big things. I just think, as a team, we just got to rally around him, and that's how we'll be successful is through him giving him confidence.
As you guys have aged, the whole team, a lot of the guys in class of 25, current juniors, with you, progressed in skill, all returning for a final season next year in your class. Got some other guys progressing. Where's everyone's sights set for next season, one final year for you?
Yeah, man, I'm excited. We got a lot of seniors coming in next year, my class. A lot of good seniors. A lot of guys that are really going to give us a lot throughout the season. I think our sights are always set on, at the end of the season, you obviously want to win something, but I've been taught and we've been taught, go week by week. Get the first win, get the second win, get the third win, and keep going from there. So obviously I'm not going to sit here and say I don't want to win a championship. Obviously I do.
Yeah.
Win the league and then, make a push in districts, make a push, try to play in states again. That's obviously, my goal. But I think to get there, we know that we're going to have to take it week by week and look at the first game and say, look, we need to win this game, and then we can focus on from there.
Mm-hmm. You've had some of that playoff experience before, even if it was in some of your earlier years. Can you talk about some of those district championships, specifically that one against Mifflin, that you were a freshman?
I was a freshman, and I want to say, I don't know exactly, but a few weeks before that, I hurt my shoulder.
Oh.
So I dislocated my shoulder. So in that Mifflin game, I wasn't able to play.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout the season, I played and practiced and obviously got the experience that I wouldn't trade for the world. But, anytime somebody asks me, I say the same thing every time. I put all of the success that I've had throughout high school sports, those seniors my freshman year were some of the best people I've ever met. To this day, I still talk to the majority of them. You know what I mean? Whether it's, I'm at Walmart or Target and I'm running into somebody, or I'm purposefully texting someone, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
to get some advice on college or whatever the case may be. But no, I mean, dude, that was crazy. I think, you look across the sideline, you're looking at a dude like Nick Singleton, and you're like, that guy's going to Penn State next year. Like, hello to you too. Like,
Yeah.
we played, I'll give you a little funny story. We played Mifflin the first time at home, and we lost.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't start on offense or defense my freshman year. I got in a little bit at quarterback at the end of some games, or played receiver in a few games due to injury or whatnot. But I started on all special teams. So, I'm this scrawny little kid running down, trying to catch these super big, fast guys. And I remember kicking the ball off, and we didn't kick to Nick, obviously. You don't want to kick to Nick.
No.
And they get a return, and Nick's coming up to block me, and he absolutely flattens me. And I'm sitting there like, did he just do that? No, but I mean, those games I will always hold near and dear to my heart, and like I said, I'm thankful every second I'm here for the seniors I had when I was a freshman.
Yeah. So do you hold memories of playing against some of those guys like that, like Nick?
Yeah.
So those are some of your memories that you remember most. Are you able to, make a bond or talk to them at all or anything like that?
The guys I played or the guys I played with?
Either. I mean, mainly played against.
Yeah, I mean,
but...
like I said, I was young. I didn't have much communication with some of the guys. I know, like, I've talked to Nick on the field after some games. I know you're probably familiar with Bo Perbula he's at Penn State now. Yeah. I talked to him a little bit. And I know we didn't play against them, but Tanner Maddox is a quarterback at Villanova right now. I talked to him a little bit through some messages, just talking about high school football and progressing through recruiting and stuff like that. So I'm obviously thankful for, getting the opportunity to play against and talk with those guys. But I think, like, right here in our building, we've had guys come up that, I look up to, and I'm looking forward to, watching what they do in their career. I was with Joey for 2 years. He's at Penn State now, obviously. I was with Cheese. Cheese is at Delaware now. Like, the list goes on and on. Ty is at Merrimack. JR is at Villanova. Like I could sit here and name however many players in the last couple years that I've, had the opportunity to play against. And yeah, like, those are D1 guys, but even some of the guys that aren't playing Division I football like right now, I don't know if you remember, we had a D lineman, Sam Orzalek. He's like my best friend right now. He's a sophomore in college, and I'm talking to him every day.
Yeah.
So, those memories and talking to those guys, I'll always hold in a special place. And Colin Payne, like, these are guys I talk to every day. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I mean, those experiences are something that I will always, have a special place for, and that I'm so thankful for on a day-to-day basis.
When you have friends and mentors on the field like that, what is that able to do to your game specifically?
It lets you relax a little bit. When you're playing and you have a guy that's like, hey, like, we're good, just calm down, or do this or do that. Maybe it's not even like that. Maybe it's just, telling me that I'm good. You drop a pass, you're good. You don't run for 100 yards in a game, you're good. Like, it's not the end of the world. A lot of the time you're sitting here with super high expectations because the guys you're playing next to, their standard is really high. So your standard automatically goes up with them. So whether it be in the weight room or whatever the case may be, my expectation is high, but those type of guys are able to calm you down in situations like that, and that's super, super important.
Kind of shifting over to basketball, you're on the team.
Yeah.
What was it like playing all the way to the state championship, that whole run, all the way into April? Or was it March?
I think it was March, yeah.
Yeah. What was that all like?
It was good, dude. I mean, I again, not to be cliche, but another season unfortunately had an injury in the season and fought through some stuff, but you could see how towards the end of the season those guys really bonded and really stuck together when you're playing better teams and yeah, I mean that run was something that's you don't see every day, especially in high school basketball. So for that to happen to us, it's super special.
Yeah. I was reporting, I think I was like on the sideline in the gyms for a lot of those games. Those were always
crazy
fun to watch.
games.
They were.
Yeah.
They were.
They were crazy games.
There was always something with them. Like each new game had something.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
So there was something to all.
Some
of them.
crazy foul call or some crazy shot that went in. Yeah. Like and all of them were close. Like none of them were blowouts. Yeah. Those were always fun to watch.
They were fun, and the big stages behind them too. You're playing Giant Center.
Yeah.
Or
Right.
Santander.
Hershey.
They were all
yeah.
fun. So
yeah.
how are you guys able to stay competitive after losing a few guys, coaching change? How do you see the team doing this year?
Yeah, I mean, I obviously our expectations high from last year. I think that right now guys are just trying to fill roles. We're trying to figure out where everybody goes and how everything is supposed to work out because we have a lot of new guys. So I think that in that respect, so far so good. But we got to keep pushing and not be satisfied with where we're at on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah. With a new coach at the helm of the team and the possibility of coaching changes in both football and baseball, the other sports you play,
Yep.
what does such a huge change like that do to a team?
It's tough. I mean, a lot of core principles that you live and die by with one coach could be completely opposite with another coach for any sport. The biggest thing really is coming in with an open mind and telling yourself, like, look, whatever this guy has to say, that's what we're going by now. So it's tough to kind of break away from some of the rules that you were so used to. But I enjoy it. I think it's fun to, play different ways and see what works and see what doesn't work. So I'm excited for this year and for Coach Van Gorder.
Yeah. What is your mindset in any of your sports? Just going into the game, prepping yourself, making sure you're going to have a good game, pre-game, your preparation.
I think the mindset, you have to be focused, obviously, but you can't be too focused. For me, I'm not that guy that's going to be like, on one hand, I'm not going to go around and act like a fool and do a bunch of crazy stuff before the game. But I'm also not that guy that's going to, not talk to anybody and kind of be closed off and be 100%, not 100% focused, but be like super locked in that we're, you can't talk about anything else. I like to be loose because especially the positions I play in different sports, like you can't play tight. You know what I mean? So if you're super, super locked in and super tight, it's tough to be able to play as best as you can. So you know what I mean? I like joking around with the guys before games. I like, obviously you're focused on what you got to do. And when we're talking about football or we're talking about baseball, we're talking about basketball, I'm locked in. But in those other, couple minutes you get, I'll joke around with the guys, Yes, if somebody has Skittles, give me some Skittles or some candy or whatever the case is. But yeah, I like to be loose but not too loose and focused but not too uptight.
Are you a big music guy when it comes to warming up, getting you in the zone?
Yeah, so sometimes I kind of listen to what everybody else is listening to, but I like to talk to guys. So instead of having, headphones in or whatever and listening to my stuff, I like to communicate with some of the other guys, see what they're listening to, see what they like to do. But yeah, I like a bunch of different genres and stuff like that. So I'm not, on a day-to-day basis, I could change from liking one song to another song. So
Fair enough, yeah. Out of your three sports, is there
one that you kind of outweighs the other, one that you prefer over the others?
Yeah, anytime I'm asked this question too, I regretfully give the same answer. Whatever's in season. So, if it's football season, I'm 100% locked into football, and that's what I'm doing. If it's basketball season, I'm 100% locked into basketball. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm thinking about. And if it's baseball season, I'm 100% locked into that, and that's what we go. That's what we go with. So it's tough to balance yourself with 3 sports. That's the toughest thing, in my opinion, is balancing. So I like to take one season at a time, lock in and focus on that one season, and then when the next season comes, that's what we're locked into.
So with all of the athletics and stuff, you said definitely not easy.
No.
Balancing out with school too,
Yeah.
it's probably not easy.
Right.
So, yeah. So with the baseball season coming up too, which I've known you a while through baseball.
Right.
I think you were the one that you scared me the most out of everyone on this team. I'd pull up the Little League and I'd be like, "Oh God, there's Carter."
Yeah, well, the problem is when we were in Little League, I was trying to pitch and throwing it over the backstop. That doesn't help either.
I remember that.
It's all right. Don't worry. I don't pitch anymore.
When did you stop pitching?
Oh, dude. Junior high. Probably junior high. I had some arm problems playing shortstop and playing outfield.
Yeah.
And so they kind of... Plus, I wasn't a great pitcher. I just kind of threw as hard as I could and hoped it would be a strike.
It was quick, though.
It was quick. It got on you quick. It
was quick.
It got on you quick.
So you're fully outfield, though, now, right?
Yeah, for the most part. I play anywhere in the outfield, really. I know I'm always on Coach Free. It's like, hey, I can still play infield if you need me, but no, I'm mostly just an outfield guy.
Yeah. Do you play club or?
Yeah, so I played travel ball last year.
Travel, yeah.
It was fun. I met a lot of new guys. It was fun. I don't know what I'm doing this summer in terms of travel ball, not travel ball yet. That decision's obviously going to be made sometime before the summer, but no, I enjoyed playing travel ball last year. It was fun.
What's kind of the chemistry and the mindset behind travel ball versus playing for the school?
The mindset for me kind of stays the same in terms of the way I play and the way I go about things. But team-wise, it's tough to beat, 15 guys that go to the same school, that see each other every day, that can hang out and joke around with each other, and have that kind of bond. But travel ball gives you a different type of environment. You know what I mean? You're kind of with a bunch of guys that you haven't played with before. You don't necessarily know how they play. And then as you guys start to build chemistry, your team starts to get better, and you guys start to have more and more fun. So yeah, I mean, I've made unbelievable bonds with friends through travel ball. But for me, I can't get enough of high school baseball.
That's fun. How do you think so Exeter's in Division 2 for Berks?
For baseball. No, we're Division 1 for baseball.
Division.
They change it so much, to be honest with you. I can't tell you right now. I know we're 2 for basketball, but the football is obviously different.
Yeah.
But I think we're 1. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
It's tough though, because there's Wilson and Mifflin.
Yeah, I think we are in Division 1. Yeah. It's Wilson, Mifflin, Reading.
Who are Mifflin and Wilson were both.
Muhlenberg's really good.
Muhlenberg too. Those are all competitive teams. So how do you think you guys are gonna stay on top of that, stay competitive?
We lost some key seniors last year. Obviously Devin and Chase and Q and some other guys. I think our biggest thing is maturing. We had a lot of young guys last year, a lot of sophomores, a lot of freshmen. So guys maturing and understanding how to win. We won big games last year. We lost big games last year. So, you know, you can't be a young guy forever. So we're on a short leash. We want to win. And, you know, like we take a game at a time like we do every other sport, or like I do every other sport, and we go from there. But I think our biggest thing has got to be maturing and keeping the pace and trying to compete as much as you can with a lot of really good teams.
Yeah, I hope team does great. I'm gonna be the manager for the team.
Nice.
So
nice.
I talked to Freeze about that.
Nice.
I'm gonna be. I think it's like the stats, so just like the pitches.
Yeah, you probably do some of the score stuff. Yeah.
Which I'm into that stuff, so it should be
Nice.
fun.
Nice.
But what was I gonna say? Oh, so you guys won in the district. Was it the first round against Mifflin?
Yeah, we beat Mifflin.
That was what does a win like that, big upset win, huge win like that? What does that do for a team?
That game was crazy. You could tell guys grew just from the beginning of the season to the end of the season, and to get a win like that against a really good team was, I mean, in that game everybody did their job. It wasn't pretty, but you know we did our job. We got out of that game with a W, and we took it one game at a time and kept the season going as much as we could. So
yeah. Has there been any other sports or activities at Exeter that you've done along the way, and why have you chosen to stick to the three that you do now?
yeah, I mean, I think the only thing I really was in was, I know practice changed for basketball this year, so it's a little tougher now. But I was in chess club a little bit last year, so you know I dabble in chess a little bit. But
Same, it's fun.
it is fun. It is fun. But no, I've just been super focused on basketball, baseball, and football.
How'd you get into each of those sports?
Oh, geez. Okay. So my dad coaches college basketball right now. He's a longtime high school and basketball coach, a longtime high school and college basketball coach, and he's always been super into basketball. So I got into basketball through him, doing a bunch of different stuff, shooting with him. He taught me how to do basically everything I do now, and from a super young age, I fell in love. Baseball was... My dad played baseball a little bit, but I used to sit and watch the Phillies from a super young age with my grandpa, who I live with now too. And we would just sit there and watch the Phillies. Got to the point where I was like, hey, I want to do this too. So, again, from a super young age, I was like, T-ball? No, you throw to me, and then we'll hit. So that's kind of how I got into baseball. And it's crazy, but... I didn't start playing football until 5th or 6th grade. Like I started late compared to most guys. Most guys that are at Exeter play from a super young age and play flag and do all that. But my dad said, you know, you got to play 2 years. He forced me to play 2 years of soccer. He's like, you got to run, play 2 years of soccer. I played my 2 years of soccer. And then by the time I was in 5th or 6th grade, he finally let me play football. And as soon as I started playing, I was hooked.
Yeah. Where do you see yourself with both those sports as a 3-sport athlete and as a person in general in the next few years at Exeter and beyond that?
Oh, man. Well, my goal is to grow every year, get a little better each and every day, and hope that by the end of the year we see a big difference. Obviously, winning is a big part of everything that I do. And, man, just winning really is important to me here as much as possible in every sport. So, yeah, winning and also putting myself in the best possible situation so that I'm set up after high school, that I can do what I need to do and, you know, help my family. But yeah, I mean, really, I can't lie. I just want to win.
That's fair. Winning's fun.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
It's definitely, and you've had...
And losing is terrible.
Yeah, 100%.
Losing is worse. Losing is so much worse than winning. is fun. Like I would rather not lose than win. Like as crazy as that sounds,
Yeah.
like I can't stand walking off the field or walking off the court and just being like, wow, I just lost.
Yeah. Are you planning on playing sports in college, or are you undecided on that? Or?
Yeah, that's the goal. I've always told myself, whatever is available, that's the opportunity I'm going to take. You know, I'm going to play whatever sport a coach wants me to play at the highest level I possibly can play. You know what I mean? So obviously, playing multiple sports would be great, but, that's not guaranteed. So really, whatever sport's going to lead me into the best path and the best opportunity for me, I'm going to take. But yeah, we've been looking at some colleges recently.
So recruitment, you've not, from what I can tell, you haven't like gotten too far into that yet?
No, I haven't been too far into it. I think right now a lot of the attention and a lot of what I think is going to come is through football. So that's kind of what I've been focusing on more, just because I really do want to get my foot in the door, and I really do love football. But yeah, I mean, I've talked to some coaches, and talked with some guys, and talked with some of our coaches here about some of the next steps to take and stuff like that. But man, I'll tell you, and I know a lot of people will agree with me on this, the recruitment process is stressful, super, super stressful. You take a kid that's 16, 17, 18, and you're telling them, oh, well, do you like this school or this school better? Or pick this or do this. And it's tough. The recruitment process is long and it's tough.
And it's important because the decisions you make at such a young age, relatively,
can impact how the rest of your athletic career.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like keeping my options open, but I also like I know that once I commit somewhere and I commit to play something, that coach is going to get 100% effort at all times, and 100% of my willpower into playing whatever that may be.
Do you have a plan on what you're gonna major in or anything with that?
Yes. So as far as I'm concerned, right now, I'm gonna be a gym teacher. So we're gonna go into some science classes in college and end up being a gym teacher. Right now, I'm leaning towards younger kids. So probably some elementary, middle school. But yeah, teaching gym, hanging out in the gym all day. Couldn't get much better than that.
That's fun, yeah. What would you have to say about the Exeter community, the schools, the teams you've played on, and everything else around you here? How has it helped you?
Oh man, I love it. The community as a whole, when we can come together and hang out at a football game and cheer and get loud, or make a post about how well a team is doing, like it's good for everybody around us, and it's good for the players and the coaches and everybody involved. So I think the community has really opened my eyes to the fact that it's bigger than just the sport you're playing or how well you play on a day-to-day basis. I think one of the biggest things that I've learned is, like, look, there's some guys that aren't going to be able to play as long as you might be able to, or aren't going to have the opportunities that you have, or guys that, maybe unfortunately they might not be physically capable to do some of the things that you're able to do. And some guys can't play football. Some guys can't play sports at all. So I like to take the little wins that not everybody appreciates and take those. And I think the community really opens your eyes to that. And yeah, I mean, I'm lucky enough to have a little brother that's at a Wotton right now. So my family's spread out through all the different schools. My sister's here now, but last year I had a sibling at every level of school in Exeter. Wow. So let's just say the experiences are very diverse. And yeah, I get to experience a lot of the community, and just keep being positive. That's all we can do.
It's great. It's great. So, is there anything else or anyone else you contribute some of your success through the years towards?
Oh, of course, my parents. You can work as hard as you want, but if you can't get to work, you know what I mean? You're not getting much better. So, day-to-day basis, we have early stuff here for every sport. We're in here at 7, 8 in the morning. Football, I know we're here at 5:30, 6. So, although I can drive now, that wasn't always the case. Getting rides from parents and grandparents to get here were, super important. And I know I have a lot of support through that. And like I said, teammates and coaches that have helped me throughout the years, guys that have took the extra time to talk with me about something that I was curious about, or guys that have took the time to put some more confidence in me when I didn't have enough. That's, some of the most important stuff and the stuff I cherish the most. So, seniors, thank you guys. Last year before that, love you guys. Hope college is fun. And yeah, man, no. Family, parents, God, can't go much better than that.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely a lot in your future with your sports, So I wish you the best of luck with all that going forward, upcoming seasons, basketball, baseball. So yeah, I appreciate you taking the time to come on the show. So.
Thanks, Adam. And guys, make sure to check out Adam's stuff.
There's a lot of it, so.
There is a lot of it. Anything you're interested, find Adam's stuff.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you again to Carter for coming on the show, and thank you to everyone listening. The next episodes will star athletes from basketball and tennis, which will be out soon. To stay tuned for those and so much more, hit the follow button wherever you're listening, and check out my website, adamcookejournalism.com, as well as my social media at adamcookejournalism. Thank you for supporting local athletes and journalism with Bleeding Blue. This is Adam signing off.